All right, guys, this is another episode of Unauthorized Media. Today we're talking about anime tournaments. Ones that we liked, ones that we didn't like, things that were great, things that sucked. First off, I think me and JT have watched a couple more than Aramis, so I'll let JT start off a little bit. Give us some of your favorites.
Some of my favorite tournaments, I mean, the Dragon Ball Z Tournament of Power is arguably one of the greatest tournaments in all of anime.
But it's not the best.
It's arguably.
Not
So,
close.
just how they did it, and if you guys haven't seen, there's a breakdown video that they do where it literally shows, like, the universe when they're getting kicked out, who's kicked out who, and stuff like that, and it has, like, 9 different screens going, basically, and it's, like, actually a 45-minute tournament, like it's supposed to be. And it's a great breakdown. It's really cool to watch. The animation style, the progression of people, the different styles that were used and stuff. Like Krillin used his shoe in one event, just like the creativity of it. The fact that Master Roshi got to come back and he used that, what's that?
The Mafuba wave?
Yeah, the Mafuba wave from Dragon Ball. Like, and then Vegeta got trapped in the Mafuba wave and then destroyed it with something something you really haven't seen before. So, like, just that whole tournament was, and then the ending, if you guys haven't watched it, spoilers, like the ending with Goku and Vegeta and Frieza teaming up together was pretty dope. And then 17, just the thing 17 did in the whole tournament, like the girl is powering up and he just comes up and like the kicker. I'm pretty sure he kicks her.
He shot a blast.
Yeah, shot a blast at her, and she's just like, "What are you doing?" He's just like, "I'd be an idiot just to let you power up."
And everyone's like, what are you doing? Let him power up. And
Right,
like,
and so
fuck all y'all, okay?
I mean that, and of course Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite animes of all time. It's the anime that got me into animes, really, as it did with most people my age. So yeah, I mean that's
He's 52, by the way.
I'm 55. Okay, get it right, 55. But
Sorry, senior.
but I think that's one of my favorite tournaments. And I really like, we were talking about it, the Baki tournament, the
Grand Raitai?
Yeah, the Grand Raitai tournament, like that whole scene where Baki has his Super Saiyan moment and everything like that, like after he drinks the sugar water and stuff, like, and that whole thing with when what's Baki's dad's name?
Yujiro.
Yeah, Yujiro. When Yujiro fights that old man, and the old man like kills himself on purpose and then brings himself back to life, so he doesn't actually like take a loss. Yeah,
cop out.
Or like the old man throws his wheelchair at Yujiro, and he uses one finger to like whip it around and sit it back down. Like, just that whole tournament was impressive. And what's the Chinese guy's name? The one that mastered the Chinese martial arts, the one that gave him the sugar water. Raijin?
Something like that.
Yeah, I can't quite remember his name, but when he fights the American, the bald American guy,
yeah,
dude, that's a great fight, man. All those fights were really, really good, and the animation style just gets better in Baki. If you guys are like, the animation in season 1 and 2 is bad.
Speaking of which, it's coming soon.
Yeah, new season of Baki is coming soon, so
I'm happy Netflix put that out.
Yeah, so just be prepared for that, guys, because if you guys aren't caught up, just that fight with Unchained, man. Like I just rewatched it with you the other day.
It is a really good,
such a good fight. Like the first time he gets up and you see like the sweat imprint on the ground and stuff, and then
you see the face of the demon again.
But the second time when he's in the wall and he just like flexes his back and destroys the wall behind him, I was like, I know it's not physically possible, but if you saw someone do that in real, it's like, I'm not fucking with that dude.
How come y'all never invite me over to watch stuff like that?
We were driving.
Yeah, we were driving home from work, and literally I was like, no, because I misremembered how it ended. Because if you haven't watched the newest season, when he fights Unchained, literally there's a scene where like...
Well, why you gotta assume that I haven't watched
it? I said if you haven't.
Okay.
Well, I'm not assuming.
Yeah, he mentioned it. He watched it.
I watched it, gosh.
Okay, so that when he hits Unchained in like that like less than a second shot, and I thought that was the ending.
Yep,
and Brody was... He's so sad right now, guys.
I am salty. You been talking to him.
To be fair, you work nights.
That's true, but still, you've been talking. I've been off all week.
We work together.
You been off all week?
Yeah.
Did you tell us that?
Don't say nothing to us.
Yes, I said I have proceeded this week.
I will search the group chat because I don't remember that.
I don't remember getting that text.
No, not at all. And then so some of my least favorite tournaments.
Now you feel better,
right? So some of my least favorite tournaments, man. I did not like Seven Deadly Sins. Their tournament that they had, didn't like that one very much. Just that whole turn, like
I can't even agree or disagree. I don't remember their tournament.
So it was to get Deanne's hammer.
Oh yeah. That was.
Yeah, it was a dumb tournament.
Would you really even consider that really a tournament?
It was a tournament.
It was a tournament, but at the same time, it was one of those like literally. There's 3 people here that we care to see,
Right.
and it's just literally, hey, we just want to see Bond and Meliodas fight a little
Right,
bit.
yeah.
Like the rest of y'all, we don't care about.
Yeah, well, so like that's why I was like, it was a dumb tournament. To call it a tournament was really stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
So-
why I was like,
And that was bad. And then man, like I rewatched the One Piece tournament recently, and that used to be one of my least favorite tournaments because it was just like Luffy didn't even finish the tournament, really. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's like a cop out because he didn't even really win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But his fight with the general guy with the cone head. Well, he didn't have a cone head at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what his name is right now. But man, that fight between those two was an amazing. Like that Clash of Conquerors was one of the first Clash of Conquerors hockey you saw.
It was one of those tournaments that like it hit in a like you're an episode of One Piece type thing.
Yeah.
Like you're a good episode of One Piece, like
Right.
2 or 3 episodes. But it wasn't anything that I was like, hey, let's talk about the tournament.
Exactly.
Like, in One Piece, you're just not it. But like when people are talking about Yu Yu Hakusho and we talk about the Dark Tournament.
Dude,
that
that's
is the greatest tournament of all time. The greatest tournament
Why are you so close to that, man?
of all.
I mean, I've seen more animes and I've been watching it longer.
But
knows?
all the websites that I've
All the
looked
websites.
What
up,
sites are you looking up?
but like just like
Not the ones we're looking at.
ranking and all this, all those.
He's watching
different-
anime.
You know, and first of all, y'all must know that Yu Yu Hakusho to me is the greatest anime of all time. So this is why I personally like it. Is really that
The great anime.
It's a great anime.
I would say like
that
digitally
tournament-
enhance it.
But that tournament is the greatest tournament of all anime time thus far. It still lasts because
Man, when Hiei unleashes that Dark Dragon dude the first time, like, I love how badass he plays it. Like, I just did this so I could kill this dude, but in reality, it was like, if I were to fight this guy, it's gonna go drag on for way too long, and I don't feel like doing that shit.
So-
I feel like he was like, I'm gonna kill him in one shot. I'm gonna get this over with.
so the thing about that tournament, the reason why, and I'm gonna pass this over. I ain't gonna talk too much because I'm gonna let Jordy. I want to hear what Jordy has to say.
What's his
a
favorite
lot
tournament?
Just not about just the tournaments in general, because nothing against Dragon Ball Z. I like Dragon Ball Z. And I like what they did with that tournament you were just talking about.
Tournament of Power.
Tournament of Power, but it still doesn't compare. There's a standard that tournament that the
Dark Tournament.
the Dark Tournament said that nobody has ever reached thus far.
I mean,
when you look at the Tournament of Power versus the Dark Tournament, the Tournament of Power
they're
is
two different tournaments
it's
completely.
so close to a gauntlet.
It's a battle royale, or
It's
the
so-
Tournament of Power is a battle royale.
It's a battle royale, but it's so close to a gauntlet that you don't
No breaks.
care that much. But the Dark Tournament, there's no breaks or anything in the Tournament of Power. But the Dark Tournament, between you literally get to see Toon Urameshi every single round. You get to see one of their characters. Well, you get to see each of their characters grow a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
every single bit of that tournament. So, and then you get to see their enemies fight other people. They're out there watching like you would in a normal tournament to see,
Right.
oh, these are who we're playing next.
These are fighting styles.
we
Stuff
can
like
kind of
that.
look. We kind of know what's going on. You have stuff happening outside of the ring that you always have somebody's cheating
Right.
or whatever, and
Paying off the officials, all
and
that
you
stuff.
see how they get through that, and it's so much better than it's just everybody. Here's a gauntlet. There wasn't anybody. Team Urameshi had a target on their back for the reason of being
Human.
you're
But-
the
and that's-
spirit detective.
Right.
That's why you have the target on your back. Tournament of Power, they were like, oh, the target's on your back because Goku brought us all here. But the angels said no. The
already a
grand
plan.
The grand fucking Omni or whatever already said that there was, Zeno
Zeno, yeah.
was like, yeah, there's too many universes anyway. So he was already thinking about getting rid of y'all. Goku gave you a chance to save the universe. You're mad at him about it.
Right.
But
Because he
it's-
brought it to your attention.
Yeah, so you're mad about it.
But the things you brought up, about the Dark Tournament and stuff like that, the shady back stuff, the growing of characters and everything like that. That's what I really like about the King and Ashura, their tournament that they're doing right now. The animation I'm still trying to get used to. I don't like that.
Netflix, bring it back.
Please, part 3 needs to come out because like you just ended that in the middle of the tournament and it's like
Middle of the tournament,
wins? Like so fresh. Same thing with the.
I don't feel like going to read it.
The
Kengan Omega is the next step. I'm not gonna read it though. I don't feel like it. I want to watch it because it looks good and I like it.
And then Ragnarok.
Record of Ragnarok.
Yeah, Record of Ragnarok, man. That is so the fight between Adam and Zeus. Oh my!
That was a good fight.
That was such a good fight.
Really
and the fact that Adam was dead but still fighting, like that was so good. And then you had
but that one's it's like called a tournament, but it's really there's no climbing of the ranks for that. This guy's not gonna fight the guy next up or anything like that. It's literally I'm pulling somebody out of my hat and you're pulling somebody out of a hat and they gonna fight. So it's one of those as a tournament, as a show, you're great.
Oh yeah,
like,
that part 2 you need to come out with part 2 Netflix.
I can't wait.
Like the fight between the worst samurai of all time and Poseidon.
Yeah.
Like that oh my god, that fight was amazing.
And everyone's like, nah, Poseidon's gonna wash this dude.
Yeah, he's gonna whoop him, and then like Poseidon loses half his face, like literally. And it's amazing. And then they bring in Jack the Ripper, and then it's like, yeah, that's where we're gonna end it at. You don't get to see Jack the Ripper fight anyone. Sorry. And it's like I really wanted to watch Jack the Ripper fuck someone up.
And Adam versus Zeus.
God, that fight was good.
That was ridiculous.
I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about that fight.
I was in no way, shape, or form prepared for Adam to come out with brass knuckles.
No, that was dope.
Like everyone was like, they get a weapon, and I was like, okay, what weapon are you giving Adam?
Right?
In my head, I was like, and then they were like, nah, he's a brawler, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
I can see that because literally you didn't have weapons. You were the first man. You know what I mean? So that was great. And then,
except Adam should have probably been black though.
Dude, whenever Thor fought,
We were talking about it.
we're not, because you're probably right. Adam definitely should to be fair, the oldest people we found were in the cradle of civilization was in Africa. So to be fair,
He should have at least had a tan.
yeah, definitely should not have had blonde hair. 100% should not have had blonde hair. Like I don't like you can grow up in Africa and be white. That's a thing, but they don't have blonde hair.
Exactly, they do not have. All right, yeah, go back. I'm sorry.
But I mean, yeah,
I don't like when shows introduce the tournament and then you don't actually make a tournament. If you're gonna introduce a tournament in your show,
like what
it
show?
should either Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Essentially, I don't know if either of you have watched that at all.
It yet.
But Chivalry of a Failed Knight, their main character, he ends up in a tournament at the end of the year, and then he's going to a school, and they have like magic, and they have swords and shit.
Right.
He ends up in a tournament at the end of the year, and everyone wants him to lose because he doesn't have good magical abilities, and like literally the background people are rooting for you to lose. They set you up to lose. He's not supposed to win it. But essentially, instead of giving me a real tournament to see who he's facing, who these people have beat, what their abilities are, instead they have him come out, crush him, leave. Come out, crush him, leave.
But that's how wasn't for a minute. That's how I won't say Baki was like that, but it was. I forgot what.
Baki wasn't crushing people though; he was beating
Baki
them.
always had a fight.
Yeah.
I won't say Baki. That's why I was like, it wasn't Baki. It was
King and Ashura was like that a little bit. He was coming out and kind of beating them.
He was just walk back. It was like wasn't much of a
One Punch Man. One Punch Man.
Tengen's thing is that was Oma's personality. He came out, he fought you, he went through your abilities or whatever, he fought you, and then he left expeditiously just because that's the kind of person he was. Chivalry of a Failed Knight, it was literally, we basically montaged through this tournament and gave it to you in 2 episodes. I was like, if you have a tournament, you should show me what makes these people strong enough to be here.
Like the tournament in My Hero Academia. Like that's a good tournament too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good example because like we know what you're fighting for. We know why you're here fighting,
right.
But each of you have a different reason for wanting to be a hero, and we get to see
those
how that have shaped you.
And
I like the way they're digging more into you know of course you got the key people in My Hero Academia, but they're digging into like the
side characters, yeah,
which I think is important to each like show.
Yeah.
In shows, anime, whatever it is, the side characters really make the movie. I said make the show.
Right.
And so the fact that how they're like developing them two as well.
Yeah, like Todoroki's development and during the tournament itself was so good.
What's Todoroki, the hot
and cold.
Hot cold guy. The one that's like he's got the burn on the side of his face.
Okay, well, I consider him kind of a main. I guess you consider him not
If,
really.
if that show has a big three, it's him, Bakugo, and Midori.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I like the development of the Hawk guy with the shadow.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite. He's my
Tokiyama.
Yeah.
Tokiyami.
I like his development, and then you see
The fact that he can fly now, that is so
That was the
dope.
first thing I would have done with that power.
Right?
But I love that they're exploring their powers.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
And even the Bubble Girl,
Bubble Girl.
you know, the Gravity.
Oh,
Gravity Girl.
Uraka.
Yeah, Uraka. Infinity, is that what her name is?
Uravity.
Gravity? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I said Bubble.
I was like, who got Bubble?
I meant Gravity, yeah.
No, there is the Bubble Girl that worked for the Night Strike Academy. Or Mr. Night Strike.
Oh yeah.
She made bubbles.
Yeah,
That centipede dude freaked me out, man. Oh God, if I saw that,
Your head's a centipede.
It's quite on sight. It is quite on sight. I see that mother. Oh, centipedes freak me out, man. Something shouldn't have that many feet. Centipedes freak me out. Also, they're venomous. Dude,
Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are venomous and stuff, dude. Like they have pincers and stuff. I don't want 1,000 legs crawling on me. It's too many fucking legs. How do you have the mind capacity to move that many limbs at a time? It doesn't make any fucking
That's just
sense.
muscle memory.
Well, so do
I guess a lot of animals do.
caterpillars freak you out too?
No, not a caterpillar so
Well,
much.
they got so many legs.
Yeah, but they're not venomous and they're really soft. And as long as it's not like a silk caterpillar, they don't bother me so much.
Hey, listen, all you bugs, critters, and whatnot, you can live how you want to live. Just don't be in my house.
Just don't be in my house.
I'm right there with you.
Try not to be at my job.
Right there with you.
You were looking at that spider all cockeyed the other day.
It's gonna keep getting lower.
Right?
Especially when
So Brody and I work at the same place and we work in a warehouse. And in between these two doors, like literally going from probably like this high above the door, going all the way up to the ceiling, there's just it looks like a high rise for spiders.
You ain't looked at it this week because it's now about 4 feet from the ground.
Is it really?
It's about
oh my!
4 feet from the ground.
So I guess now they've got low levels, for the people that can't afford, all the way up here.
For the broke spiders.
Right, the broke spiders. But yeah, man.
Broke spiders got roaches.
Those top spiders, they got flies. It's different, totally different. But
oh man.
I mean, there are a lot more bad tournaments out there. Like
I think there's more bad than good ones.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It is so
it
sad.
is.
Because I feel like a tournament should be a season. Spend
Yes.
24 episodes
At least
to
12.
give me at least 12. But if you're gonna make a good one, like for instance, when we're talking about the Dark Tournament, each of those teams we understood their
They gave
reason
the
for being
backstory
here.
to 'em,
we
too,
know
and it was-
so much about you.
So
Man,
much.
dude, remember
Especially
the
the
team
guy
that-
with the mohawk. And
Yeah.
the
With the Night Edge Deathmatch?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that was one of the most intense fights of all
I'm
time.
talking about.
But
He said, "You know what we're gonna do? So grab a knife, stuck it in the ground.
You put your foot there.
You put your foot there. We gonna just brawl it out. First
Right,
person to drop, you get killed.
or quit.
And then you see, like, you get stuff like that to happen, and you get to see fun announcers versus announcers you don't care about.
Yeah,
Like,
kinda
because that
like-
girl going, hey,
like
you know, just the
WWE.
rules.
Dude, I like Shin.
Like
Yeah.
that, like WWE.
Is that what his name was? Was
Back
Shin?
in the day.
Shin from.
The Wind Wizard. Or Wind
Oh,
Ninja.
yeah,
Wind
yeah,
Ninja.
yeah,
Shin was
yeah.
one of my favorites, and then, man, I felt so bad for the team that was mind controlled. They had to go back and they killed their own master and
they
everything,
came through
man.
and actually.
What
like,
show was this?
That was you.
That was Yu Yu
Okay, I was making sure.
Remember the doctors at Genkai saved
Yeah.
those kids.
Oh yeah, with the heart shot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that I felt so bad for those people. Even though it's an anime and they're not real, still felt terrible.
Also, I love
get it.
I love this, I love to see the development of Kurama and freaking Karma.
Cool, bro.
Karma.
Hey, if
Kuwabara's
Mulberry
a
is a
fucking
tree and
moron,
Kuwabara is a
dude.
man.
Like for real, I love you because
That was one of the coldest lines I've ever heard in my life.
I don't repeat it for everybody.
A mulberry is a tree, Kuwabara is a man. And he said that shit, pulled out his spirit sword, and walked down a younger Taguro. And then he died.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me. The whole line made no sense.
What's a mulberry?
It's a tree.
That's a bush.
And what is Kuwabara?
A man.
No said.
Mulberry's a bush.
No,
there's
it's a mulberry tree.
Mulberry tree. I thought it was mulberry bush.
There might be a
You're gonna
bush,
get hit in
but,
these comments so
but
hard.
most people talk about trees.
I thought it was mulberry bush. I was like,
And it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one making it in the comments.
But like, if you're gonna, that's not like so many tournaments. They turn out to end up being like more gauntlets than tournaments. And I'm like, if you want a gauntlet, you should do that like Kenichi did. Kenichi goes. If you haven't seen Kenichi, it's
man, I gotta dig into
the
that.
Earth's greatest disciple.
Yeah.
And literally mightiest disciple, and literally he goes through, and there's a group called Ragnarok, and he goes systematically through everybody, and he beats each and every one of you until he gets to the
That's
top
more of a
guy.
gauntlet, isn't
in fact,
it?
that's a
Yeah.
gauntlet.
That's-
you
yeah.
know, everybody played Mortal Kombat back in the day. They had you can play the story or you can do the gauntlet. You just fight him. You fight
Watch
him.
Bobby
you fight him.
Lashley fight all those people. You know, in WWE.
Yeah,
You know what a
you've
gauntlet
seen
is.
gauntlets. But when you turn your tournament into a gauntlet, it's so weak. Like, because I see those people on the other side, and it's like you could have done so much with them, especially if they had like. I should never get to the semifinals, and the person you're fighting, I don't give a shit about.
So what do you think about
So,
the
okay.
the Jujutsu Kaisen? Would you consider that a tournament, or is that more of a gauntlet? The fight was amazing.
This
The fight was amazing and stuff
Talk
like
about-
that.
That overall anime is legit.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the movie yet or anything.
I forgot
like
it came
that.
out. So
Yeah,
no, I
but
haven't.
like, it has nothing to do with like the main characters. You know what I mean? It has to do with like the third years and stuff like that, and then it has to do with one of the main bad guys, and then. You remember the fourth year that was over in like Japan or something like that?
Yeah.
He comes back in the movie supposedly, and you get to see him fight for the first time.
Okay.
Which should be pretty. He uses a sword, I guess. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm not
And
going to
it's
go pay $30 in a movie for me and my wife to go watch it, but
And that's like since
Hey,
you mentioned it,
some
like
things is
and you
worth
had
it.
called it like the Tournament of Power being a battle royale. It's like to be fair, I think we shouldn't call those tournaments. Like you were named the Tournament of Power, but
you were a battle
but
royale.
you were a battle royale. And the same with the Jujutsu Kaisen one.
they
weren't
didn't
quite-
call that really a tournament, though.
Yeah, I was like you were a team fight.
Yeah.
Like you Call of Duty team deathmatch type.
Yeah.
I was like, because you weren't, and even not even that. Like, because if I literally did not murder you, you're still liable to come back. Like when Maki takes that girl's sword, like she's still there.
Yeah.
Like if you knew any other weapons, you could still come fight.
But
Like,
she didn't.
Yeah, you only can use the sword, and you
And then Maki was better at the sword than she was.
So, like, JT made a WWE reference. So, like, King of the Ring. I'm not even talking about.
Like they got out of high school?
Like, no. King of the Ring, the tournament.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
WWE,
Right.
You made WWE reference earlier. So, King of the Ring was a tournament. You know how they invested time.
King of the Ring would be a battle royale.
Yeah, that's not a tournament.
You come in at. Oh wait, no. You said King of the Ring.
Yeah, King of the Ring.
I was thinking.
Not Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I was thinking Royal Rumble.
Because
You're
when
right.
King of the Ring,
King of the Ring was a
I'm
tournament.
going to go back to like pre-2000, like pre-2000 before. To me, they done watered it down so much nowadays.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not that
no.
good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But back then, when like Austin won it, you had these you had to qualify for these matches, and they had big name.
His TV's out for delivery.
My TV's on the way, folks.
They
You
had,
guys didn't catch the video earlier. It's a 65-inch TV, and I'm so excited. Anyways, all right, go ahead, Aramis.
they had, they would have matches with these big name people.
Right.
And in order to make it to the tournament, you had to win the game. You had to win these fights in order to make it to the tournament. You won it.
And it was like weekly too, wasn't
It
it?
was weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weekly
And
thing.
like,
and that,
so-
that made me want to watch wrestling more.
So when you got to the tournament, you had big names versus big names
Yep.
every
Right.
round.
Because
So
you
wasn't
had to
any-
fight for your spot to get in there,
Yeah.
and we all saw it.
Wasn't
we all seen it.
Mankind versus Undertaker? Wasn't that a match for
I mean,
King
I'm
of
sure it
the Ring?
was at some point.
Yeah.
Because they had some.
No, I'm talking about the crazy match where he.
you ain't talking about Hell in a Cell was not.
No, okay, the Hell in a Cell was the one I was thinking about. Whenever with the tax and when
Yeah.
he threw him off the top of the
Yeah,
cage.
that was a
like,
Hell in a Cell.
Oh my god, that was insane. But man,
But yeah, that's a tournament.
Like,
Yeah.
like the way they invested in it, it's so sad now because you look at anime in tournaments, it's just they don't invest too much.
Right.
A lot of they're cutting a lot of seasons, like short, extremely short.
That and anything where you're like, okay, this is a tournament, but you can win without winning. we're just giving you points at the end. Like anything for like most like schools or anything like that.
Like tournament kind of at the beginning where you had to like save people and take out the robots and stuff.
Well, that one wasn't. Like if someone's calling out a tournament, it's like that's not a tournament. That's all of us working towards a goal and seeing who's doing the most.
Right.
I was like, that's not a tournament. That because there's no. For it to be a tournament, I feel like it has to be either a team versus team or a person versus a person, and that the loser has to drop and the winner has to go forward.
So, like Megaloboxing.
Megaloboxing.
If you guys haven't watched Megaloboxing, it is arguably one of the best boxing animes I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's amazing,
like,
especially the ending of season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Season 2 isn't season 1, but I'll put it that way.
Season 1 is with 24 episodes.
Something like that.
Yeah, 24 episodes, something like that. It's good.
It is. Season 2 is season 2.
You fell off apparently, Nicolo. You fell off. You should have just ended it. You shouldn't have had a season 2 because season 1 the ending was good.
It's
like
season 2
Bebop ending. Like yeah, you could have kept going. Like yeah, Spike could be alive, but like
season 2 is good, but it's not season 1. It feels like almost a totally different show. It feels like same characters. They're just there's a time skip, and it's after that tournament. So after he won that fight and whatnot,
right.
You see where are they now type shit. Like after 3 years.
Megaloboxing is a tournament, man. That tournament was good.
No, whatever that tournament was, it was a tournament. Yeah.
Steelers Joe, is that what his name was?
No, it was something Joe.
Armless Joe, something like that.
I can't remember.
Not important.
Yeah.
Important fact is the fights are good, and that ending, the ending, I feel like that.
But even that one,
a bit.
Even that one, like literally, while you're getting to the point where he's gonna fight, like some of these fights go by, and it's like, who was that guy? Who was that guy? Who was that? Why were they here?
But it showed the important fights, like a lot of really important fights.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna do a tournament, make everyone matter, because if they don't, it cheapens your tournament.
Yeah.
It's like if Goku and everybody goes back to the world tournament now. Why are you doing that? If you want to go fight Vegeta, go fight. Yeah. Why are you doing it? If you want to go fight Vegeta, go fight him out there.
His wife Chi-Chi don't work.
Yeah, he doesn't need the money.
He's only won 3 tournaments.
He doesn't need it because he can just go to Hercule. Hercule offers him money. Literally at the beginning of Super, Hercule gives him money.
Really? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, 18 gets money from Hercule for throwing a fight.
18 threw a fight?
Yeah. And Hercule pays her.
I couldn't see 18 actually throwing a fight. But she does love money.
Yeah, she doesn't care about the money. She's only going to fight if she needs to. She doesn't care about these fights. No. She goes to the Tournament of Power because, hey, our universe is about to get...
Also, she gets lied to and says that she's going to get a shit ton of money.
Well, she probably would have.
Well, I mean, she did. They won.
Well, even if they hadn't won, if they hadn't won, they wouldn't exist. But if they hadn't won and the universe is going to be fine, Goku offered you the money, Bulma will give it to you.
Ooh, another good turn. Bulma has a shit ton of money too. Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah,
his friends have a bunch of money. But another good. I'm not the biggest fan of Fairy Tail because friendship makes you stronger. No, it fucking doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Adrenaline makes you stronger.
No. Friendship. Good teammates make you stronger. Yeah, nothing like having a good rival.
But anyways, that tournament.
That wasn't what that show was about.
I know.
The tournament after the 2-year time skip.
That's fair though.
The tournament after the 2-year time skip is one of the best tournaments in my opinion.
Yeah.
What Urza does. You know how many monsters are in there? 130. Then I'm gonna take out all 130 or whatever. Yep. She does.
100 monsters. She drew the lot to go first, and they were like, you can pick however many you want. If you lose, then you get no points. If you win, however many they were worth, you get.
Right, and it's like however many monsters are left. What did everyone's do? Why does he want him 2 fingers?
I assume it was.
I don't know. He's saying, we've almost been recording for 30 minutes. That's what he's talking about. Sorry for the long video, folks. You can pause it and go take a bathroom break. But like that, and then the fight between the 4 dragons. The fight between the 4 dragons was so good.
You mean the 3?
Oh, because he just put Gajeel.
Gajeel didn't fight in that fight.
Gajeel did fight. You know what I mean?
At the beginning, he fought a little bit.
Yeah, and he showed that like he's gotten more like he's like a shadow steel dragon now because he ate the shadow and whatnot.
Yeah.
But It was hilarious when Natsu was like, "I got this," just pushed him into the cart and then kicked the cart down the fucking hole.
But literally, even fairy tales, like the only reason you didn't know anything about these other guilds is because they were showcasing, hey, this is world building now. These are what the other guilds are doing. This is why Fairy Tail could not stay on top without their core crew.
Right.
And now you're seeing what that is. Other tournaments, they're just like, nah, you don't know who that guy is because he was in class 2. And it's like, I don't know nothing about class 2. I haven't seen him train at all. I was like, because my main character goes to the training hall every day. Yeah. But Charles has never been in there. He's never been there. Come on. Like,
that's pretty funny. But I mean, that's all I got for tournaments.
Get your shit together. Netflix, bring your animes back.
Exactly, like Dead Man's Wonderland.
Don't worry about that. We understand we're not getting it. we know we're not getting it. As much as we would love it, there were so many questions, but we understand.
All right, you guys have a great day.